from meadows, see the crow fly, feel her shadow. Over woods and over mountains, searching for a war. Her wings embrace each strife and battle, where swords they clash and chariots rattle, seeking out the one whose time has come to take the blade. Morrigan, ancient crone of war, I see your face, I'll cry no more. Morrigan, ancient crone of war, come lift me on your wings. Morrigan, ancient crone of war, I hear a voice, I'll breathe no more. Morrigan, ancient crone of war, come set my spirit free.
Hello, I'm Nick from the Altar Kailish, and this podcast's all about initiation and the various degree systems. Now, this is going to be somewhat of a controversial podcast because everybody's idea of initiation is different. This coven, this person, this solitary, all have it differently, and you can't mention the word initiation and degree systems without upsetting somebody. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about it and take it or leave it. This is our idea of initiation and degree systems, and everybody else can agree or not agree as they like, but it will give you an idea. This is just a talking shop, really. This is what we do. Now, all initiations vary. If you're a Wiccan, there are anything from 1 to maybe 6 degrees of initiation. If you're a ceremonial magician, there can be 60 or 70 degrees of initiation. And during all of this time, you're going to collect loads of cords of all different sorts of colours. And if you're new to paganism or witchcraft, this can be a real problem and a real nightmare. So, in this podcast, we're going to try and fight our way through all this tosh and rubbish and give you an idea of what initiation and degrees are all about. I was first initiated in the early 70s into an Alexandrian coven, which is a Wiccan coven started by Alex and Maxine Sanders, and various people hived off and I joined one of those covens. And so that was in the 70s, and they had a 3 degree system, but it was very different in those days. You could be initiated into the coven and reach 3rd degree within a year. That's unheard of in Wiccan covens nowadays. Each initiation is usually a minimum of a year and a day apart, and you have to go through various different rituals and knowledge learning, all sorts of things. You get different cord for this and a different cord for that, and nightmare. Let's not go there. The reality is the only initiation that's important is the one you have with yourself and the old gods. Nothing else. That's the ones that are important. Most old craft covens will agree with that, and they'll have one major initiation where you are initiated into the coven in front of everybody in the coven with the blessings of the old gods, where you take oaths. Now, what can you expect from an initiation? Well, there's lots of things you've got to think about before you even get that far. First of all, it's choosing a coven. Now, this is not like choosing your friend down the road or choosing who to go shopping with or anything else. Choosing someone to go on holiday with even. This is much more serious. Choosing a coven to join is probably one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your pagan career. And loads of people get it wrong because the coven that you are joining isn't quite what you thought it was. The people in charge are not quite what you thought they were. These things happen. So you need to pick carefully, and you still may get it wrong, but really focus on who you want to be in a coven with before you even contemplate going through an initiation. So what do you get? Initiation. Well, initiation is basically a death and a rebirth. The idea is that you die from your old life and are reborn into the life of the craft, the coven. Some people say it's not a spiritual thing, witchcraft. They talk a lot of crap. It is. Being in the craft properly is one of the most spiritual aspects you'll ever come across. The connection with the old gods, the ancestors, is a spiritual thing. It becomes your essence. You are at one with them, and that's really a fantastic feeling, and it's something that lots of people don't get until they join the right coven. Then they will. So search it out if you can. If you can't find a coven, work solitary. It's better to work solitary than be in a coven that's wrong for you. you will be asked to experience all aspects of the elements. For instance, experiencing earth, you may well end up being buried. Symbolically, sometimes practically, in other times. Water, you may experience drowning. You may have to pass through water. Those are the sort of things that happen. Those are the trials you're put through prior to entering the magical space. Once in the magical space, there you will be asked to take oaths, not only to the old gods and the gods of the coven, but also to the coven itself. There you may even be asked to give hair and blood as part of the sacrifice of your death. You also have to expect that in most covens you will be naked when that happens. Try being reborn in a suit of clothes or a big fluffy robe is not easy. So be aware of that, but you need to ask, because these are the things you need to know beforehand. It's nothing more, I mean, going through an initiation is nerve-wracking. It can be a scary situation. It's supposed to be. It's designed to be death and rebirth. But if getting your kit off in the woods is a problem to you in front of people, you need to know about that first. But expect, especially Oldcraft and most Wiccan covens, that will be the situation. But having done all of that, in our opinion, you should be an equal member of that coven. We don't believe in hierarchy. You can get cords. Here's one. I've had this one for a long time. They come in all shapes. You'll find people with red ones, blue ones, white ones. Oh, I'm better than you because I've got a blue one. I'm higher up the degree system. There is no degree system in Oldcraft rituals. In Oldcraft covens, once you've had your initial initiation, you are an equal member to everybody else. That doesn't mean everybody knows the same. Some people will have experienced different things and know more on certain subjects than others. Doesn't make them better than you. What it means is, as a group, you should come together and share and pool your knowledge. I've been in various covens, let's say, since the 70s, and yet I know people who new to paganism have just joined and perhaps have only been what they would class as a witch for 6 or 8 months. They still know stuff that I don't know because they've come at it from this direction rather than this one. So they've got stuff to give and share as well as to learn. So everybody should be equal. That's about as far as I can go in regards initiation to degree systems. You can join a Wiccan covenant and have your 1 to 5, 6 degrees. You could be a ceremonial magician and have different degree every month for the next 10 years. Or you could join an Oldcraft coven and have one initiation, which is the important one, the one to the old gods. Once you take your initiation, your oath to the old gods, that's the only one that is of any importance. Now, the coven I'm in at the moment is very small because we started, as I said, it started back in the 70s. I joined it a few years after it had started, and it survived in various forms till 2009 really. It's a hunting coven. Now, it's a coven that is, when I say it's a hunting coven, some people will think, oh, that means we go out chasing foxes and stuff. That's totally the opposite. A hunting coven is a coven that acts on behalf of others to protect people, the environment, land. It's an activists coven. And many of us were getting a bit old, to be frank. So it kind of hived and moved on in 2009, and we joined a different coven, which has sadly not worked out. So the Altar Kailish is back. It's very small, and it's at a rebirth really. We're based in East Dorset, West New Forest, and we're an Oldcraft coven. But we are open to anybody who's interested to talk to us. If you want to know more, if you're thinking of joining a coven and you just want to chat, contact us. You can contact us through this YouTube channel or through Dorset Wildlife Rescue. You can find the website, it's dorsetwildliferescue.co.uk, which is one of the organisations we run as well, which is how I say we're an activist coven. We want to protect wildlife, we want to protect the environment, we want to protect our fellow pagans from all forms of attack. So there's a badger cull coming up, we should be out in the fields trying to stop that. If those are the sort of thoughts that you have, you're into that sort of thing, say hello, send us an email, let's chat. I can't promise we're open to everybody because we're a very specific and very small unit and everybody needs to gel. But it's nice to have contacts all over the place, so come and say hello. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye.
Wow.